Hi, Sue. Thanks for sending your question to Snap Math. Let's see if we can help you out here today. All right, Sue. The first thing you want to do on all these are all kind of the same type of problem. You want to multiply the whole thing by the common denominator. And the common denominator for this first one is 3. So the idea of multiplying by the common denominator is to get rid of the fractions because no one likes fractions. So if I multiply this 3, I got to multiply by everything in the problem. Okay, kind of like we talked about today, that little distributive property. So I multiply the 3 by the 2x over 3. The two 3's will cancel out. So I'm left with 2x. Okay, and as you can see, the 5 doesn't have a denominator, so you just multiply the 3 by the 5, which gives me 15. And then you multiply the 3 by 7, gives me 21. Next step you want to do is add 15 to each side. These 15s cross out. You're left with 2x equals 36. Then you divide by 2 on each side. And you get x equals 18. All right? So that's the first one. You cross out those 2's. Okay? The next problem is, again, like I said, it's the same thing. But now you have 3 denominators. As you see, the first one you only have one denominator, so it's really easy to find the common one. It's just 3. The second one you have 3, so you have to figure out the common denominator between those 3. So if you don't know what common denominator is, it's pretty much the least common multiple. So what 5, 2, and 6 will end up at. So 5, 2, and 6, they end up at 30. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this whole entire problem by 30. And then I'm going to, again, distribute it in. Okay, so now 30 times z over 5. Well, that's going to be, here, I'll just multiply. Maybe this will be easier to understand. 30z over 5 minus 30 over 2 equals 30z over 6. And what I just did, I just multiplied 30 by each of the numerators, the top part of the fraction. Okay, so now I know I haven't eliminated the fraction yet, but I'm going to right here. So 30z divided by 5 ends up being 6z. And then 30 divided by 2 is 15. And then 30z divided by 6 would be 5z. Okay, now you want to get your like terms on one side, on each side. So as you can see, I have 6z and I have 5z. So I'm going to want to move this 6z over because I want all like terms on one side. So these cancel out. I bring down my negative 15. And then 5z minus 6z gives me a negative z. Okay, now you can't end up with a negative variable, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide each side by a negative 1. And what that does is it gets rid of the negative, and I have z equals a positive 15. All right? And then the last problem, again, you want to multiply the whole thing by a common denominator. And in this case, the common denominator, you have 5, 10, and 2. Well, we know 5, the next 5 will be 10. And then there's an imaginary 1 on the x, and then you have 10 here. And then we know that 2 will eventually hit 10. So we're going to multiply by 10. Okay? So again, we distribute that 10 to all 4 pieces of information here. So I'm going to end up with 30x over 5 minus 10x equals 10x over 10, and then minus 50 over 2. Okay, so again, now I'm going to divide it and get rid of the fractions, which will give me 6x minus 10x equals, and then 10x divided by 10 is just x. The 10's cross out. And then 50 divided by 2 is 25. So now we've eliminated fractions. Now we gotta get our like terms on one side. But first, we're gonna add up these two like terms that are on the left side. So that gives us negative 4x equals x minus 25. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this x over to this side because we want to get the like terms together. So now these cancel out. You're left with negative 5x equals negative 25. Now we divide by negative 5 on each side so we can get the x by itself. X will equal 5. All right. All right, Sue. Good luck tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.